Hello guys, this is the Hexagon Zero and welcome back to some Multiplayer Mondays. I've got some more Battlefield 4 gameplay for you guys here, and this is of course multiplayer, and as you may or may not know, we are playing on Operation Operation Locker, which the community is coming to lovingly call it as Operation Clusterfuck, because it's taken over from Metro, even though Metro is supposed to be back in Second Assault. Currently, Operation Locker is the new Operation Metro. Why? Because it's essentially the same design. You have a long area coupled with many kind of ways around, except Operation Locker is slightly different. It's a prison, so there's a whole bunch of evolution in there. There's doors you can close and a whole bunch of that stuff. And then there's this outside area that is constantly coated in a blizzard, which reduces visibility like a bitch. Caution, there is going to be some excessive swearing in this video, because I am slightly loopy, because I have just gotten out of a large gaming high, and it's not like a drug high, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to speed it up here, using a little 4 times, look at that speed. But it essentially means I just had a really good game of Battlefield 4, actually, and so I figured I needed to get a multiplayer episode recorded. And, well, here it is. Anyway, so one of the things you can do is that you have these HMG turrets on the top of the center tower at C flag, if it hasn't been level looted yet. And essentially you can get in them and camp the door that their enemies have to filter through. Now, there's 2 destructible walls on either side of it. See where that blue guy is right there on the screen? Yeah, he can, right where he is standing, and on the opposite wall, there is a area that can be destroyed. Essentially, there's 2 additional pathways through, which makes it slightly harder for anybody in the HMG turret to cover if they all rush it. But still, the HMG turret is going to tear most of them to pieces. And it does, on multiple occasions here. I think we get 4 or 5 kills with it, or maybe less. Anyway, I'm using the SAR-21, which is the slowest firing assault rifle, I believe. And then this guy just hops on the turret, just when I was about to. Anyway, he pops around this, watch this. Wait for it. Fired a couple rounds of the HMG hit him, and I managed to sneak a kill from this guy. Sorry, bro. Anyway, so I speed it up here, because not much else happens. I kind of get frustrated here, we're kind of sitting here. So, nothing's much happening. I'm going like, you know what? Let's be some use to the team. So, I fail vault over this railing, land down here, and try to go directly towards the doorway. So I had to take cover. Now, I actually played a lot of Operation Metro. I had frequented a server that was just straight Operation Metro. It would just repeat the map over and over again. Why? Because sometimes I didn't want to play with vehicles, and Operation Locker is one of the only maps that you can't have a vehicle on unless the commander somehow spawns in a quad bike. Well, yeah, not somehow. They can spawn with a quad bike, but I believe there's a glitch where they kind of hover over the outside area, because the outside area is the only place where you can actually spawn them in. And then a quad bike. Ooh, I almost got level looted there, but a quad bike only wouldn't do much down there. Anyway, so I head into this lower area, but the point is I'm used to Operation Metro, and by that extent, Operation Locker, because I can deal with the nade spam that's currently going on. And how I deal with it? Well, currently I'm running the offensive perk, but normally I would be... Is this the offensive? This might be defensive. I think it's offensive. Yeah, because there's ammo in there. But, normally I'd be running a flak jacket on Operation Locker, just from the amount of grenade spam that goes on. And so I started this gameplay a little late. I had already been playing for a little bit, so I believe I already got a couple kills and maybe a death or 2. Anyway, this lower area with this long drawn out hallways where I can essentially sit and camp. And yeah, not a lot of people like campers. Why? Because essentially they're just sitting there, they're not PTFOing, or they're just essentially farming an area. And here's just a little weird effect with a hand flare from up above came through the tunnel. But on this map, Operation Locker, especially if it's conquest, and you're gonna get pinned down a lot in these little choke points, and it's gonna be a problem essentially. So I have no problem with camping, and again, that was another quick turn by me there. I have no problem with camping ever. To me, it's just it's actually an actual mechanic, and in real life, obviously this isn't real life, I know that, but in real life, you're going to want to avoid getting killed as much as possible. And I die here due to thanks to XM25 marshmallow guns. One every so often. I don't have a problem with camping. I will admit I am a camper. I will sit in one area for an entire game if I can. Mostly because I don't like dying, and number two, it gets you kills, and kills are fun. Kills are fun to have. So I see that guy there, and I drop prone immediately, just because so I don't get shot by him, because he was obviously covering this area, and you're gonna see a lot of failed grenade throws in this one. Like, I'm not sure what was going on, but I just could not throw a grenade for the life of me. Anyway, so I'm better in these lower levels here, because it's basically a long drawn-out hallway where I can camp and huck grenades. And that's currently what Operation Locker is. It's grenade spam. Of course, most of the game currently is grenade spam. The grenades have kind of continued over in their stupidity from Battlefield 3, and the fact that you can just essentially spam whip them at your enemy and nothing too bad will happen. And I'm actually taking the advice of another YouTuber here. I believe it was Matimio, or maybe X Factor. Anyway, another Battlefield 4 playing YouTuber where if you can, his advice was essentially if you can go for the 100% revive, then do it. Of course, here I'm in a kind of a combat situation. We don't have many guys covering the entrance, so I just go for the quick 37 and 30 revive, and I plop down a med pack. Because you can get more points if you do the 20 revive, then wait for them to fill up on the med pack. Because, well, I think you can. Maybe, or no, it does it every... Did you do every 10 or every 20? I can't remember. Either way, it feels like you could. I actually should probably figure that out. Anyway, so there's a new mechanic in Battlefield 4. That's the auto lean system, and I make use of that heavily. Now, other gamers, specifically YouTubers, certainly X Factor, who don't like the auto lean function because he doesn't like the fact that you have to adjust. Failed grenade throw. He doesn't like the fact that you have to adjust for when you peek around a corner, because you want to have it exactly where your crosshairs are, with the argument that if you have to compensate for the crosshairs, then that's just another couple seconds that you could die. And yeah, I fully agree with him. You can die rather quickly in this game, and I have no problem contesting that, but I still like the new auto lean system. Number one, it eliminates most of your body, including your legs, and part of your upper torso from view, and the head is always a smaller object to hit, and especially if you have a laser sight, or a flashlight, or a tactical light, or a green variable thingy-majig laser light, it makes them kind of blinded and kind of hard to shoot you. So I try and go over here, I end up just getting hit with a grenade. Oh, sorry, it's kind of late at night, like I do most of my casting and recording. So I try and go over this area, but we got it locked down pretty good, so I move back over to the left side, and we try and push up here, and I'm checking my right just in case I try and hop down, but this area here, this hallway, it is just, I think it's too hot to go in there right now, so I pull back, and I go up the staircase because I thought I saw some guys peeping up over there, but I think my teammates took care of them. And then I know it's too hot, and they've decided to retreat, so I huck down a med pack, because that's one thing you should do, always, especially if you're a medic. If you're going to sit in one area for more than 3 seconds, take the time to hit down a med pack, because, like X Factor says, every second counts, and every bullet counts too. Like, I'm one of those people who will take the time to reload a gun if I have only fired one bullet out of my clip. Why? Because every bullet counts. And most guns in the game will kill a target in about 5 to 8 bullets. So if you have 7 bullets left in the clip and you miss a couple times, it would be a very, very good idea for you to have reloaded that one last bullet. Anyway, so essentially a farm right there that I completely missed by focusing on the guy who was running away. And another problem that has my instinctive reaction whenever there's a grenade, go prone. That's it. I just automatically, whenever I see that little red moving thing, go prone. I don't care if the grenade's right on top of me. My instinct is go prone. And that's kind of a good thing, because it has been tested and proven that if you like dive onto a grenade and you're prone, it will minimize the damage to your teammates standing in proximity. And I think that's rather awesome, because you can sadly do that in real life, but I think it's cool that they've implemented the mechanic. Anyway, so I'm always worried that on this map that they're going to be pushing from the outside. As you can see, I'm typing rather furiously up there in the chat, and that isn't my normal typing speed. I play Battlefield on my laptop, which is essentially a desktop replacement gaming PC, and it has a chiclet keyboard, and what that means is that there's minimal spacing in between the keys and the actual board. So, I type nevermind here, but it never actually shows, because I thought we were being pushed, but we've got about half the team out there, which actually oh god, I cannot stop yawning. This essentially makes it so that we get pushed up by here, and I get shot in the face by a shorty. Yeah, there's a chiclet keyboard, so essentially I can type faster in a chiclet than I can on mechanicals or spaced keyboards, so yeah. Anyway, we're nearing the end of the round here. We've done fairly well, actually. We've managed to hold C, and essentially if you can hold C and just sit there, you're gonna win. And if you can hold the outside, hold the underground, and hold the main entrance, wake up, Hex! If you can hold all of those, then you will be fine. You have no problems holding everything else, because there's no other way for them to get in. Now, the major drawback that happens most of the time is that somehow some guys sneak past you on the outside, and they go back in Cap A or Cap B, and you end up having to face two directions at once, which is a problem. And, yeah, I know, V40 minis, shut up. And you essentially have to pull back some guys from the front lines to go take care of A or B, and then essentially that means that the front guys who are defending the front line are weakened. That means they can be pushed back, and the enemy team wins, sadly. But we managed to hold them down quite effectively. They did not get past us once and to get to A or B here, and we hold C basically the entire time. But we've really decreased from 100 tickets to about 30 here, so with the round's coming to an end, and essentially I'm just kind of going, you know what, I'm going to have some fun with it. I'm just kind of sitting here, so you know what, there's a whole bunch of assault packs right around. I'm just going to nade spam down this hallway to try and get as many kills as I can with those V40 minis, because they may be broken and slightly very OP in the current game, but you know what, I felt like using them. And plus you get 3. And they're already pretty powerful. They have, like, I think it's 0.75 the explosion radius of another, but I stupidly push up here. I chuck a grenade into a wall, and then I essentially die from, like, nade spam central. You can just see the explosions going on around me anywhere. Yeah, so that was 800 tickets, and we had survived with 553, and I think that's pretty darn good, especially with ticket bleed. And you can just see my slightly dying corpse there. Well, actually, very dead corpse there. So yeah, this was a pretty good round. I unlocked a couple things in here. I got a new assault kit, so I got the M26 frag. Not that I will ever use it. More on the assault rifles, hand grenades. One last one for you guys, and a whole bunch of ribbons, a whack ton. And yeah. Pretty good round. I would like to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you guys next time. This is the Hexagon Zero signing out. Dead end.